Okay, I wanted to come on here and just make a few notes about a few examples of the Make a Plan project so you guys can get an understanding of what I'm looking for and what you can really do with this. So I pulled up a few of the best examples that have, that I've seen so far, and I just wanted to show you a few things about that. So this is going to be a digital version. It was made on, I believe, Google Sheets or Excel. But we have going down the left side, all of the days and the weeks listed, days in clone. So this schedule is assuming that we are, going from clone. This is for production. And then I just put a bunch of so essentially this schedule was sent to me with like minimal notes, maybe like, a few things in here, and then I filled in the rest of it and sent it back. It's just things that I was thinking about and I thought would be helpful for the grower that sent it in to me. So you can see with the cloning, 9 to 10 days in cloning, indica strains, that's what they're going for. That fast turnaround is 8 week schedule, nice and low, easy to work with, low light intensity, no EC. So you see all these notes here. This is for the clone phase, and then just notes for the grower once they appear. You want to start hardening off the plants and reducing the amount of humidity that they're exposed to, and just kind of going with the signs that you're seeing. Could take up to 2 weeks, but 10 days is realistic. And then going into your vegetative cycle, approximately 4 weeks in the vegetative cycle were allocated in this. I listed light schedule, plants per square foot. You can obviously change that as needed. Start with indirect fans and then direct them. Low increased light intensity, starting from your low point, your lowest points when they're in the clone domes, and then working up from there, introducing EC depending on your soil type. I listed different pH ranges for different soil types, topping your plants here. So I like having a schedule like this, especially for beginners, because then when they're getting their operation started, whether it's a craft grow for profit or you're just your home grow, you can look at the schedule and kind of count what day you're on, fill in whatever day you started, and then go through and count, how many days have you been going? Maybe you should be considering, topping your plants. Maybe you should be considering, releasing some bugs into your environment. Just looking at these notes and just referencing it with what day of your schedule that you are on yourself, and just kind of using that to your advantage. I have this coming in here right before. You can see the red is the flowers, the day one of flower. You can see you take another batch of clones before going into flower. So we have this allocated here. So it's like, okay, entering that 5th week of veg, we took clones and now those clones have started their life cycle. So we have like a separate kind of space for them there. Moving through here. So all those veg plants get moved into 3 different flower rooms, and then the veg room is cleaned and those new clones are then up potted into here and they continue. So I just really like how organized and filled out the schedule is. There's lots of good notes in here about the EC, the pH was up above, light intensity, CO2, the skirt window from here until the start of the fourth week of flower. A lot of good notes in here. Last chance to legally spray pesticides. I mean, that's just I would just that's only if needed. But it was a good note to have. End of your stretching window. And then you can see in here, we're loading up the expanded flower rooms on this side. So another flower rooms being added. Those veg plants are being cycled. The clones are coming through here and being cycled in as well. And I just really like how much effort went into this schedule here. And I feel like we really covered, everything that we were going for in the schedule. And you can always add more notes and everything. But this is a great place to be, and the grower that submitted this definitely is going to have success with that. And then this is another type, similar setup, similar structure, and then also here we just kind of shifted things. The other one was for having 3 to 4 full-size flower rooms for like a legitimate, like cultivation operation, craft operation. This is more for home growers, and so you can see their notes. They just wanted to start 5 seeds in seed starting pots, one in each, and then they said 16 by 8 hour light cycle. That was one thing that I did adjust. My notes aren't in this version, but you can see that they have like the 16 by 8 and something I would just write in response would be actually, 18 by 6 might be preferable. Try it out. Chopping your plants, feeding it here, pruning to foliate. So this one, you can see, doesn't have a lot filled out in here. But what I would do is, someone sends me this and all these blank spaces, I just write a bunch of notes in, just like the first one. So if you send me something like this, I can go ahead and fill it out and kind of add some feedback into here and some notes. We can go back and forth, send it back and forth a few times, and get it really dialed in. The last one here. This was submitted on paper, and I have no problem with that, but I just thought that this one really, I really liked. This was probably my favorite just because you can see, like, it's just, I just love the handwriting and how clear the goals and everything is written out here. So I just like, I do all of mine on paper, and it really made me slow down and have better handwriting so that I can, pass this on to someone and have them be able to understand it. I realized in this moment, reading through this plan, that it was just really good. I wanted to share it for that reason. Here we go. So you can see their plan is clearly outlined. I can get a full picture of what they're trying to do, and it makes it so much easier to help them get this started because their plan is so clearly outlined that I know exactly what they want to do. So my feedback is going to be more direct and more targeted for their environment and how they want to execute. And so you can see, right, this is very, separated very well, very easy to read, very concise notes. And then I can just respond with any feedback and areas that I would improve upon, which I remember this one being very brief. There wasn't too much that I was really trying to adjust, just a few notes. But this is a great example of, the plan is just for your personal success. So whatever you give me, I'm going to work with it and give you something back in return that you can work with and benefit the overall project so that you get an actual, you know, tangible plan that you can use and grow your plants to the best of your ability. So I just want to show you a few examples of this and what you can do digital or on paper. I still do a majority of mine on paper, and then maybe consider, move some larger things digitally. But either way that you send it to me, I'm going to respond with these notes and get it to the best state that we could possibly get it to. Cheers.